Welcome back to the Dowsing Chef. So I get my pendulum and I go to the pantry and I just ask, what ingredients are we going to use today? Okay, so it's kind of limited, but we've got a pretty stocked up pantry. So yeah, we find out little tricks here and there as we go. Today we're making cheese sauce. Yeah, cheese sauce. So a cheesy, creamy sauce. So I bought soy milk in anticipation for this day. And Julia has a lot of courgettes from her garden. These are 2 courgettes here, guys. I've just chopped them up. So cheese sauce, and at the same time I'm making dinner. So I've got potatoes roasting in the oven, dry roasting. Got 100 grams of oil. Okay, so we're doing, it's like a bechamel, right? So there's going to be 100 grams of oil. This is extra virgin olive oil I recommend for this. 100 grams of white flour. I've got bread flour. Yeah, just use what you got. That's what we had, so I'm just using that. And 1 liter of soy sauce. So 1 to 1 to 1 in that regard. At least if my memory serves me correct, but I do douse these things, of course. That's the whole point. It's the Dowsing Chef. To go with the cheese sauce, while this oil is heating up, we're going to have courgettes and the potatoes roasted. Courgettes, I'm going to do something a little bit interesting. See how it turns out, because the pendulum recommends putting a few handfuls of rolled oats in. Now, I suspect these are going to sweat a little bit and it's going to become quite wet because they're these juicy, fresh courgettes. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a pendulum thing. You'll notice with this, usually with all the cooking, it's usually quite basic ingredients, doing kind of slightly odd things, which is very typical of this dowsing stuff that I do. I guess the point is the pendulum likes to throw a few grains into vegetable dishes to add mouthfeel or texture, that sort of thing, right? And I think that's one of the tricks to making vegan cooking, at least like basic vegan home cooking, more interesting without having to turn everything to a science experiment and without it having to be so boring. Yeah, so the Dowsing Chef talk show. So yeah, what am I doing? What am I going to do first? I'll get the courgettes on. So we're going to put a teaspoon of chili flakes, roundabout. Yep. Magical cardamom seeds, which taste a lot like thyme because of the compound called thymol, which is found in thyme and cardamom seeds. And yeah, that particular compound is very good for you. Dill seeds. Magical dill seeds go great with veggies. So I'm just roughly doing that. About a teaspoon. And now we're putting, excuse my hands guys, we're putting a couple of good handfuls of rolled oats. A little bit more for my homies. And I suspect that's going to soak up the juices of the courgette and make a nice side dish for the cheese sauce to go onto. So, that's the chili, breathing that right in. I haven't got the extractor on because of the noise, so my lungs were the extractor there. Alright, and I'm feeling pretty lazy tonight, guys, so I'm just going to get on with it. You probably want to toast those a bit. Like with grains, toasting grains before adding liquid, that's quite a common thing. But I'm chucking these in. We might not have room for the whole lot, and that's okay. But they're going to cook down, and oh man, we got so many courgettes. Big bad boys. And courgettes are fun to grow, and I like when they get big. I like, I think it's funny how you leave them, and then, oh, it's a marrow, and they're about that big. I think that's like, just some freak mutation happens over one night, and they go boom. A little bit of salt. The salt's gonna sweat the courgettes, right? I've got to get a better salt thing. A couple of pinches of salt. I'll give this a little stir if I can without ruining everything. Might turn it down to low. Oh, that chili is killing me. I don't think I put that much, but yeah, we'll put this on, eh? It's so hot too, so sorry for the background noise. Alright. That already looks pretty nice, don't you reckon? You know what goes great with courgettes? Pine nuts. So you can put pine nuts with your courgettes as well. We don't have any at the moment. At the moment. No. Yeah, if you have them, put some in. Taste yum. Okay. Okay, so we got our 100 grams of oil. Okay, we're going to put the flour in, but first I think we're going to put the spices into our cheesy sauce. So, I got to get this right. Okay, so secret magic trick today in our cheesy sauce are cardamom seeds. We're going to get 2. But we're going to take the shell off and get the seed. And that is like amplifying the taste, like big time. So just going to cut them up, see what comes out. There we go, there's the little seeds. Those guys there. What are they? Yeah, those are potent. What do you reckon, guys? Well, yeah. Okay. So I don't know what that looks like, cockroach shit or something like that. I don't know why those are black, but they all smell pretty potent, so they're going in. They smell good. So that is going to be insane for flavor, guys. That's going to be like out the gate. And we're going to put 2 cloves in. Okay. And we're going to put... Whoa. The smell is filling the room already. And we've got fennel seeds. Like a solid teaspoon of fennel seeds. So, yeah, all sorts of funky stuff there. We're going to put a few other spices soon. Recipe in the description below for sure. That smells really good. Yeah, that is good. Okay, the flour's going in now. Probably with a bit of a hiss and a roar. Yep. If you're worried about burning things, just make sure you get it up to temperature at from a low heat. So just take your time. Okay. All right. And yep. So we're making a roux. I suppose if you were using actual butter, that would become more like a ball. That wouldn't be as wet. Yep. So, but just to make things nice and simple, we follow that ratio that would ordinarily be with butter. So it's a little bit wetter. We'll cook that up. We're going to add our coriander. We're going 2 teaspoons of coriander seed powder. So we're going to put that in now to cook it a bit. Coriander seed powder is a good ingredient if you're mucking around with cheesy sauces. It adds a, dare I say, grassy note to the sauce. And describing the descriptive, the term grassy is a term that gets used when people are explaining the taste of certain types of cheese. That's where the logic comes from, but proof of the pudding is in the eating. It's going to taste good. Alright, so that's looking pretty brown. We're going to go to the onion powder, 2 teaspoons. 1, 2, I can count to 2. That is fantastic. That over there. Okay, now, you know what? Onion powder in generous quantities tends to have a bulking and binding effect, which is actually beneficial to this crazy cooking style we got going on these days. Alright, so while that's cooking, I'm opening my soya milk and then I'm closing it again because the goodness stuck at the bottom doesn't really shake out. Opening it gets some air in and you get all the, well, some of it's fat that's stuck at the bottom, I think. Whatever it is stuff that adds to the creaminess of the milk. So this is just regular soy milk. Get something that tastes good. Get something that you like. I'm calling that roux cooked. Add a little bit of milk. Okay, that's drinking it up straight away. And like I said, I'm feeling lazy. I'm not heating up the soy milk in a separate pot. If you want to make heaps of dishes for yourself, well, do. But some of these things are more ceremonial than they have you believe. So here we go. Look at that. Some more milk in. And this is where you probably find it starts cooling off a little bit. It'll take a bit longer to get back up to heat. I'm just showing you, you can do it quick. You can do it kind of rushed, making a mess everywhere. Boy, that is thick. Stir this up, and I want to stir my courgettes. I'm absolutely cooking in front of this oven tonight. Oh my gosh. Turn that down for a sec. Look how dry, quote unquote, this is. The rolled oats are really serving their purpose today here on the Dowsing Chef. Stir that up, put that over there. Now back to the bechamel. Heat back up. It's a bit like porridge. And ironically, the oats are in the other dish. Oh, right, more milk. More milk. I'll turn that up. Yeah. All right. Now, the only thing I haven't added here is salt. That is pretty creamy, guys. Okay, I'm just putting the rest of it in. to make 1 liter. And I'm hoping this turns out to be something that can be kind of spread on too, like to pizza and stuff like that. But now it's becoming a creamy sauce. Sometimes I think I never get there. They're still quite thick though, but that's cool. This is the whole point of the video, the cheese sauce. Now you can, I will say, you can add turmeric, which is what you might find if you've been exploring these kind of vegan recipes to substitute things that they put turmeric in. It's only for color. I am doing without, because I think that turmeric has a taste that doesn't belong. Yeah, that's my point. But you can put some in. I think you have to put quite a decent amount to get a nice yellow color, and then I think it affects the flavor. Alright, and it's not perfect because I put the milk in cold. If you had hot milk, there's less of a struggle with getting the liquid to emulsify with the roux. And doing it that cheat way, you get, well, in the fine dining world, that would be thrown in the bin because it's lumpy. But it's really not a big deal. We're doing home cooking, trying to make life easy. Another thing you can do to remove lumps is to stir like this, and that squashes up against the side of the pot. But yeah, that's about that. Season and taste time, I'd say, just to get on with the night. And yeah, out of sheer laziness, I have left those 2 cloves in there, so there's 2 nasty surprises for whoever happens to get the mouthful. Well, hey, I might save you a trip to the dentist, eh? Because you know cloves are good for the old teeth. So we're going. What are we doing? We're doing about a teaspoon of salt. That's 1 teaspoon for you, probably 1.5 to 2 for me. I've got Himalayan salt, so that's gonna mess with the color a bit, isn't it? That's okay. All right. Tasty taste time. Okay, it's not much to look at, right? So that's where the turmeric comes in. You can garnish it with some cracked pepper to put some interest on top. Yeah, I don't know how it tastes so cheesy, but it really does. I'm double dipping. Slightly exotic. Guys, that is cheesy, okay? I don't know what else to say. I'm putting about another half a teaspoon of salt in. You can always put more salt, you can't take it out, right? And because this is going to be a topping, for me, I think it's got to be a bit salty. Okay, notice how I'm double dipping the spoon, but it's our food, so it's okay. You know chefs actually do that? That's disgusting, right? I mean, this is my house, I can do it. In the old days, it was totally normal, because obviously the thing's simmering and it's cooking out, right? Some chefs have a... I know I'm talking too much, but this is funny. Well, it's actually disgusting. One chef, a glass of water with the tasting spoons in. And he had multiple tasting spoons. Right, so what do you think he's going to do? He's going to take it out. I'm thinking, why is it in the water? Taste, and you put it in the wash. No. He'd taste it, put it back in the water. So he's gone, and now I put it in my tasting spoon thing, and when he goes to taste something else. So the water was for washing off whatever was on the spoon for his own taste, to taste the thing. How disgusting is that? Also, you are tasting at the end of the cooking, right? Like, unless it's like a mother sauce or whatever. Anyway, I know I'm talking too much, but I'm taking my time cooking dinner. It's my R&R time. Don't you reckon this looks nice? So rolled oats are quite meaty. So you put them in, you take them out of the context of porridge and put them into interesting situations, and you'll be surprised. And you know, savory porridge is a thing in the world. Congee. Alright, so it is a thing. This is something to taste too, but these are pretty much ready. But look how that has soaked up all the nice flavor. And this is something we've been doing. A few handfuls of grains into your cooked veggies, whatever it is you're doing. It's good. Interesting, different. I'll use a different spoon for this. And that is done too. Alright, this will need to be seasoned, but yeah. Carom, dill, chili. That little combination there. For this one here. Yeah, it's not bad. It does need a lot of salt though. So a few good pinches. But I'll tell you, we're done. It's going to go great with potatoes. It's going to go great with whatever, this magical cheese sauce. Goes good with the greens. The greens are going to give the color. See how I always do that? I'm terrible at plating up. Just going to leave room for those spuds when they're ready. And we are... Oh, that is thick. I don't know, what do you reckon in terms of eye appeal? They say you eat with your eyes. I don't know. I think it, I think smell is important. Alright. And if you don't have the eye for that, I mean, you don't like how it looks. Obviously, fresh herbs, we keep forgetting to get them out of the garden. Cracked pepper. I need to buy more cracked pepper. I've just got powdered pepper. You can just do a little bit of that. Let's taste. So that can replace cheese, bechamel. I mean, you can do bechamel anyway with soy milk, right? And oil instead of butter. That's easy peasy. But we're talking about cheesiness, right? This is going to go good on nachos, seriously. Yeah. Even this. With corn chips. That is seriously, seriously good. Okay, well that's it. I'm having potatoes with that too. That's the bomb. That's that cheesiness. That's going to go with a lot of things. I recommend that going on nachos, and I recommend that going on random vegetable dishes. Give it a try. Okay, see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.